What are hormones? Hormones are secretions produced in different glands located in our body, and they are very important because they work as chemical messengers that, when being transported through the blood, they get to chemical receptors that help us to control the function of organs and tissues to achieve chemical equilibrium called homeostasis and other processes like reproduction and development. Important uses in daily life. Hormones are in our daily life almost in everything we do. For example, could be when we eat. There is a hormone that tells our brain that we are hungry and we need to eat. This chemical message from the glands help us to turn on or turn off cellular process that control appetite, growth, blood sugar, sleep cycles, to name a few. What are the hormones produced? Parathyroid glands control the level of calcium in the body, in the blood, and in our bones. Kidney glands produce essential hormones for life, including sex hormones and cortisol. Pineal gland receive nervous interaction that connects the gland with the photoreceptor cells of the retina. Thyroid glands, the main responsible of regulating metabolism. Pancreas has two main functions, the exocrine and the endocrine. The exocrine produces enzymes that help the digestion of fats, carbohydrates, and protein in the food. And in the endocrine produce glucagon and insulin. These help us regulate the sugar concentration in our blood.
We will talk about the following hormones: growth hormone, adrenaline, glucagon, insulin, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone.
Growth hormone is a protein hormone of about 190 amino acids that is synthesized and secreted by cells called somatotroph. In anterior pituitary, it is major participant in control of several complex physiologic processes, including growth and metabolism. Growth hormone is also of considerable interest as a drug used in both and humans. So its principal effect or function is stimulating body growth, liver, and other tissues that result on bone growth. Another effect is that the result of growth hormones binding its receptor on target cells. This means that suppresses their ability to take up and accumulate circulating lipids. Production of growth hormone is moderated by many factors, including stress, exercise, nutrition, sleep, and growth hormone itself. Growth, growth hormone stimulates protein anabolism in many tissues. This effect reflects increased amino acid uptake, increased protein synthesis, and decreased oxidation of proteins. Fat metabolism. The growth hormone enhances the utilization of fat by stimulating triglyceride breakdown and oxidation in adipocytes. Carbohydrate metabolism. The growth hormone is one of the battery of hormones that serve to maintain blood glucose with a normal range.
The thyroxine is the main hormone secreted into the bloodstream by the thyroid gland. It plays vital roles in digestion, hair and muscle function, brain development, and maintenance of bones. The fun facts of thyroid. Your thyroid influences every cell in your body. Your thyroid and your liver have a tight partnership. The liver is the major location where T4 is converted into the active T3. If your liver is taxed of any reason, it cannot do the job converting these hormones and you won't have enough of activity thyroid hormone circulating in your body. Adrenaline, also known as epinephrine, but is international common name, is a hormone and a neurotransmitter that increases the heart rates, contracts the blood vessels, delays the airways, and participates in the fight of reaction of the sympathetic nervous system. Adrenaline is produced by your body, specifically in the adrenal glands above the kidneys. This hormone helps you to react quickly when you need to. The fun facts of adrenaline. The adrenaline makes the pupils dilate so that more light enters and we are more aware of what is going on around us. It mobilizes glycogen. Adrenaline is related to the breakdown of glycogen, which is the energy that is reserved in the muscles and other parts of the body from these more physically demanding moments. It can block the sensation of pain. Adrenaline stops the brain from sending pain signals to help you handle the stress of an acute injury when adrenaline is flowing in your body.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about the glucagon. The glucagon is the insulin composing or compensating hormone. Where does this produced? This is produced in the same pancreas by another cell group than the insulin. This cell group is called alpha cells and forms a fundamental hormonal axis for the proper functioning of human metabolism. What does the glucagon do? The glucagon production, unlike insulin, is stimulated by the presence of amino acids in the blood, which are derived from the intake and digestion of proteins through food. Why is this important for the day in our life? Is because this controls, as the insulin, the levels of sugar and components in our body. A fun fact about the glucagon is that if protein input fails, there are no amino acids, the information of the hormone glucagon and its effect is reduced, as opposed to insulin activity, that if the protein's input fails, the insulin increase. Okay, I'm going to talk about the insulin now. The insulin is hormone produced in pancreas, such as the glucagon. The pancreas is an endocrine gland located in the abdomen, which is part of the digestive system. In addition to producing insulin, it is responsible for releasing other substances into the bloodstream and small intestine to aid in fat digestion. Insulin is mainly responsible for increasing the absorption of glucose, sugar, to provide energy to the body, lowering the level of sugar in the blood because this is dangerous, and that's why it's necessary in our normal day. A fun fact about the insulin is that when insulin is depleted, impaired, or destroyed within the body, it cannot regulate the amount of glucose in the blood. The body gains a significant proportion of its energy from glucose. And now I'm going to talk about the estrogens. This is the female sex hormones that are produced by the body. Are substances that through the blood carry message to all the organs the female genital tract. These organs are uterus, tubes, and ovaries to achieve their correct function. The production of this hormone is responsible for the organ that is called as ovary. The ovary actually produce also estrogens and progesterones, which are the female hormone. This hormone, the principal functions is prepare for fertilization, but actually have a lot of importance in the woman. They regulate cholesterol level, protect bones, control feelings, and a lot of things. A fun fact about this is that many women over the years produce less and less of these hormones, and which generates very intense character change. So they have to resort to taking medication for this, that are like pills with the hormones.
Progesterone belongs to a group of steroid hormones called progesterones. It is mainly secreted by the corpus luteum in the ovary during the second half of the menstrual cycle. It plays important roles in the menstrual cycle and in the maintaining of the early stages of pregnancy. During the menstrual cycle, when an egg is released from the ovary at ovulation, approximately at day 14, the remnants of the ovarian follicle that is enclosed the development egg form a structure called the corpus luteum. This releases progesterone and, to a lesser extent, oestradiol. The progesterone prepares the body for pregnancy in the event that the released egg is fertilized. If the egg is not fertilized, the corpus luteum breaks down, the production of progesterone falls, and a new menstrual cycle begins. A fun fact about this hormone is that it is actually important for the brain because it stimulates the brain's GABA receptors, which are responsible for those feel-good calming feelings, and it also has an anti-anxiety effect. Testosterone is a hormone produced by the human body. It's mainly produced by the man by the testicles. Testosterone affects a man's appearance and sexual development. It stimulates sperm production as well as a man's sex drive. It also helps build muscle mass and bone mass. Testosterone typically decreases with age. According to the American Urological Association, about 2 out of 10 men older than 60 years have low testosterone. That increases slightly to 3 out of 10 men in their 70s and 80s. Now I'm gonna mention a few fun facts or curious facts about testosterone. Women in love have higher testosterone for the few months after a relationship starts than women who are single or in a long-term relationship. Another fun fact is that having high levels of testosterone can make your belly shrink or reduce abdominal obesity.
As we were seeing in these videos, we have learned that there are a lot of hormones that are produced in our body. The pituitary gland, or the hypophysis, is divided into two lobes, the adenohypophysis or the neurohypophysis. The adenohypophysis is compounded by the next hormones: the thyroid stimulating hormone, the human growth hormone, the follicle stimulating hormone, the prolactin, and the melanocyte stimulating hormone. The neurohypophysis, where the ADH and the oxytocin are produced in the cell bodies, are the supraoptic and paraventricular nuclei in the hypothalamus. In conclusion, the function of these chemical messengers is very important because they can control the function of organs, tissues, and some parts of the body.